Welcome to JS Testing Academy. So let's start today with the Karate framework. So Karate framework is an open source framework, a Java-based framework. It is designed for testing an API programming interface. So testing API using automation. Right, we go for Karate framework. Okay. So why we go for Karate framework? Okay. It makes our work very easy rather writing codes, right? Normally in BDD, we used to create a feature file, we create a step definition file, and we call the methods, right, from the reusable components, right? All these things can be avoided by using the Karate framework. It saves our time, effort, and right. And it prepares a beautiful report, Karate framework, a detailed report with a request, response, everything capturing, and it works with BDD, behavioral driven style, right? And the way the HTTP request and response handling is very unique and it's very simple, and it helps in data driven testing, right? Different scenarios, right? We can testing, and it has a beautiful integrated assertions. We have valid executions which have, right? It can be integrated with continuous integration also. That's why we go for Karate. Now in this video, we are going to see the basics of the right Karate framework. Then slowly we'll see the more updated videos coming up. Okay. Now let's start. Go and create a new project, Karate demo. Name and project, Karate demo. The project name. Maven is a build tool, right? So for adding dependencies and creating the structure of the project, we go for Maven. Maven is a build tool. Okay. So now we are going to add dependencies of Karate here. Okay. Let's go and click finish. Okay. A project has been created. Already I have a right pom.xml, the dependencies with me. I just copy and paste here in the pom.xml. I'll open the pom.xml. I have these dependencies. So what are the different dependencies is, right? Karate Core, okay, Karate Apache, and then Karate Chainit. So this is going to be inbuilt run with the Chainit framework. So we are going to add, and Karate Core is for the BDD one. Okay, so we are adding this dependencies in the pom.xml. So I'll add the dependency tag here. Now I'm just added. I'll update the project, Maven project. Now, so what is a thing in Karate? Yes, in the normal other frameworks, right? We create step definitions. Here, no need of creating a step definition. In future file itself, while adding the keywords, given, when, then, and some right keywords, right? It inbuiltly has some right step definitions with that. That is the one beauty here. It minimizes the time and the work of an automation tester. Okay, so inbuiltly it has the step right definition, right? It works inbuiltly. So normally in other automation frameworks we used to create the step definition feature file in SRC test resource, but here if we can, since the step definition is called inbuiltly, this should come under testing. Okay, so we are going to create the feature file under SRC test resource. Okay, now I'll just open it, right click and create a new, right? First one is, right, we have first package, another package. Okay, C2TA API, C2TA API, C2TA API. Okay, now I click finish. In that package, right, I'll create one feature file. Okay, feature file is, right, API demo, C2TA API demo, C2TA API demo. C2TA is, right, our company, one of other company which we have changed this to automation, and we also have a training, right, a company institute, right, that is called JS Testing Academy. Right, so we both have C2TA, and this endpoint is created for C2TA, that is changes to automation. Okay, now I click finish. Okay, and I will remove the garbage steps. We'll add the feature file scenarios. Now what I do is I add the feature to test the API of C2TA. Okay, now I'll add the scenario here. Scenario is, right, first thing, right, to test the C2TA endpoints, right, that is that. Okay, to test the API endpoints. Okay. Okay, now first we'll give the given condition, precondition. Precondition, first we need to add the base URI. Okay, so first we need to add the base URI. Okay, to set up. So we need to give setup. We are going to set base URI. So as I told you, right, we are going to add some keywords that is going to call the some step definition, inbuilt step definition from the framework. So normally we used to set the base URI, right? So base URI is the right the base URI in the in the endpoint. Okay, so first we need to set the base URI. Okay, to set up the base URI. This one calls this inbuilt setup right step definition from the Karate framework. Okay, so now I'm going to add the base URI here. This I'm going to give in a single course. Okay, so now to set up the base URI, first I set up the base URI. Now, so this is a BDD framework. We are adding simple English test cases that is going to call the right inbuilt step definition files, and we are going to run the code. Okay, now what I'm going to do is right, I'm going to give the first we'll give the post, right? So we'll give a when condition, and we are going to give a request, right? No, first we'll set the path. Okay, path, the full path, right? The endpoint path, the resource we have to add to path. We'll put a path to create the first. So when to create a post request path. So we'll add the path, then we'll give the path here. We'll go to the endpoint in the contract document. So we'll add the copy the path, okay, then we'll paste here. Now what I do is, and I added the right when here, then I'll add the send the request here, okay, the request body here. Then I'll add uncondition, and instead of 8 I put send, okay, set the request path, right? Okay, now then I'll add send the request JSON request, right? So that I'm going to give here. For that I need to add the keyword request, okay? So it's going to inbuiltly it's going to one, okay? For that I'll add 3 double quotes here, and I'll copy the JSON body here, and I'll paste. I'll go to contract document, copy the JSON body there, I'm pasting, and I'm going to close the tab. Okay. Now I just change it here, test manager instead of project manager. I'll change it to test manager. Okay. Now it's going to be the request. Okay. Now it's going to request. Then what I do is I'll give the when method. I'll give what method we are going to HTTP method we are going to do. When method is going to be a post. First we are going to create a result. So we are going to give a post request. So now I'm going to give post. Okay. So this is going to be the syntax for creating the post request. Okay. So this is going to call the step definition of the post request method, right? So normally we used to give rest assured dot given, then the base URI dot when, then the post, right? What is the post method? Then we give the request body. There normally we used to give the rest assured, right? So this method and post does the same operation. It's inbuiltly calls the reusable right methods for creating a post request. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, then I'm going to with the validation then part. I'm going to check the status of the request. Check status the keyword to check the status. Then I give 201. So it's going to check whether the status code is returning 200 first. So it's going to get okay or not. Okay. Now what I do is I need to validate the response also. For that we need to give uncondition and print response. So it's going to take a request and it's going to print the response. For that we need to add the keyword print response. Okay. Now we'll do other validations also, and not only response status and print response status. Okay, now I will not only print the response status, we'll print the response time and header also. So for that we need to add print right keyword and response status, first response time, and please print the response header also. We're asking to please print the response header also, response header. Okay. So this feature file we created. So all these, right, it has inbuilt methods in the Karate framework. So all these keywords is going to call the inbuilt methods from the Karate framework. See how the work is very easy, right? So just write the feature file and run the code and get the report. Okay, it's going to be very easy now. Okay. Now we'll go and create a runner class here. First we'll run the run as Cucumber.feature. We'll go and see in the console. So there is going to be the right mismatched right input exception. Let me validate. Now it's executed. Right, we can see the Karate report also. Okay, so let's go and see the Karate report. So we have to go to this path. Okay, we have to go to this path and copy this and paste it in the browser. We'll go to the target. We can paste the browser, or we can go to that particular path and we can take the report. Let's go to target folder first. Before that, we need to refresh it. Okay. Then I go to the karate summary.html. I click it. So you got a report now, right? A report now, right? So we see what are the right things we gave here, right? What a step definition we gave here. Okay. And right, there is a small error here. Let me find. Let's fix it first. Let me remove the space, please. One minute. Now I'll run the code again. I'll go and refresh the project again. Check the report is working. There's no step definition found. There's a problem in keyword. One minute. Now, so what is I think the mistake which we did is right. We added the extra words, right? That is the issue. Okay. So this karate right feature file takes only the exact right keywords. Otherwise, it throws an error. Okay, that was an issue. So we should remove the extra things, right? To set, can you please remove the to set base, right? No need, right? I will add only URI, right? URI and the URI base URI. Okay. Now we'll remove to create. No need to give the extra things, right? Just path URI path. That's it. Okay. Now let's run the code. So this one it uses the exact right keyword so that it matches the corresponding definition. Otherwise, it's going to throw it. Now see, right, everything is passed. Let's expand it. Okay. Now we see the given, right, and the request JSON we got it. Okay. Now we'll see the status. What is the status code we got? Okay, and then the print status we got, response time we got, response header we got. See, it's a beautiful thing, Karate, right? By writing a simple English test case, we are going to we are validating the API, right, in a very simple manner and a beautiful way. See, the report is very clear, beautiful, and it tells everything, right? It captures everything, right? The request, response, time, header, right? And checks and does lot of validations here. Okay, it's really a very simple and a beautiful framework according to me. I work in different frameworks. Certainly, I thought it was a good framework, but in API standpoint of view, Karate is very simple and it's very easy. Okay, now let's go back to the Eclipse. We created a post. Let me get and see what happens. Okay, let me get and see what happens. Okay, so now what I do is I add another method and we'll give an add condition. Now we'll check the print the response or we'll give a match, right? We'll check the matches. Right? For example, I want to get a particular first I need to set the resource of the get. Okay, first I need to set the and path. First we added first, right? Post right resource, right? Now we need to add the get resource. Let's go to the contract document. 1 minute, I missed this one. Okay. Now let's go to the contract document. Add date. Okay, add date. This one, right? This one I add. Okay, now it's here. Now what I do is I'll print the response. Before printing the response, let me add a query param here. Okay, the query param means, for example, I want a particular ID, right? That ID I need to generate, right? So I need like what is generate. First, let me what I do is I'll go to Postman. I'll print first. I'll print the response. I'll print the response here itself. I instead of Postman here itself I can fetch all the right the details, right? I run it. Instead of going Postman, right? I'll get all the response from here and see the report. Okay, let's go to the report. Okay, it execute that. Okay, now let's go to the report. Refresh the project. First edition, I don't going Postman. Now here itself we can get the latest ID. Okay, refresh it. Then go to the project. Karate report, Karate summer report. Let me create it. Open it. Okay, let's go and see the response. Come down, let's scroll down. I'll print the response. Let's click it. Let's go to the last ID, right? Let's go to the last ID. We need to see where it has been created, right? Okay, you see, right? The ID is 15479. From that, we need to add a query param here in our get. Okay, for that, we need to go and see the JSON pathfinder. Okay, we need to go. Okay, so for that, we need to add and we put dollar. Dollar is for giving the variables. First, we go to JSON pathfinder. I click JSON pathfinder. Okay, so if I give a JSON, I can able to get the JSON path here. That is a concept here. I go to the report. Okay, I'll open the report. I'll take the particular JSON. I'll scroll down. Okay, now you can see that right, we got the JSON path here. For example, I want to validate this ID, right? I'll click ID. Now we got right. In the place of yes, we need to give dollar. Okay, for initializing the variable. Okay, there we do x dot id, right? We need to give this path for the right pinpointing that particular JSON path. Okay, so for that we need to go to the Eclipse now. Dollar dot data dot id. Okay, the data is id equal to w equal to and that id, which we got right 1454799, I guess so. 15479, yeah. We'll copy this id, so it's going to match the id and print it. Okay, so it's going to, it's like a query param. Normally we used to give query param, right? So it's going and seeing, I is telling in all the response I need only the 15479 response. Okay, for that I'm just initializing with the dollar and the particular exact parameter I need. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, right, I'm going to print it 15459. Okay, so I have to match it and print the response. Okay, that particular response all will come. Okay, now we'll add the we added get here, we'll add the put also here. Okay, so we'll add the put request also here. So before adding the code, let's check the report whether we got the particular ID or not. Okay, now we'll go here, Karate summary report. Okay, now we'll run this one. Okay, now everything is passing now. Right, the post and get is now working. Okay, so now we created a resource, then we retrieved a resource and we print the resource. Okay, so this is what we did now. Now let's go to the feature file. Okay, we'll add the query param also here. Let's go and add the query param also here. Okay, in the feature file. For that, I need to get an ID here. Copy this one and we'll go and paste here. ID equal to and paste it. Okay. So now we're going to retrieve this with an ID. Okay. Now let's go and create an update resource also. Okay. So we created a post. Okay. Now we'll create an update also. Okay. So now what we do is okay. First we'll give a resource now here. Okay. For that we need to give when run, right, and the path and the update resource path. We'll go and give the update resource path. Okay, we'll give that update resource and single quotes will give. Then we are going to add the request also. We are going to send the keyword request. Last time we tried the post, same thing. So first is post means creating a resource, get means retrieving a resource, and put means updating a resource. We already created one resource, right? For that response, we are going to report and copying it, and this one I'm going to send this as a request in the put method now. Okay, I'm going got the response from the post. This one I'm going to send as a request in the put method by updating. Instead of test manager, okay, I will add right test engineer here. Okay, so this is JSON request I'm passing, updating. Now from test manager, it needs to be updated to test engineer. Instead of Selenium, we'll give API here. Okay, now so I have added a request here. Now what we are going to get is we are going to get the response now. Now first we need to give the method. Now we give method and method. What we are going to do, which method? Post method. It's a put method. Okay, put method. Then we need to print the response and print response and print response. So that is an issue. Now we'll run it. So we need to give it a proper syntax, proper format, right, and the proper keyword. Otherwise, this is going to throw an error. Okay, so this one is very sensitive. Karate framework, right? We can't add extra keywords or extra terms in the feature file. It needs to match the exact step definition, input step definition. Then one is going to run it. Okay, let's go and see the report now. See now everything is passed, right? We posted and put right data updated successfully. So now we created resource, retrieved the resource, and also updated the resource. Okay, so now what we do is after updating we'll get and see. Okay, after updating we'll get and see. So I'm doing all the four crude operations here. Okay, and we'll just copy this one and paste it, all the three things, 32nd, 34th, and 36th line. Now we'll run again. So we are just checking whether it's updated or not. Okay, so now after running we'll just go to the Karate framework. First the resource should be created and got retrieved, then it should be updated, then we'll retrieve and see whether it's updated or not. Okay, now we'll go and see the report. See, you see the last column, right? It's been updated. See test engineer and API. We got the response, right? The response, right? We see the updated response now. We do last method, that is delete, and we'll close the video. Kindly be patient, guys. Okay. Now I'm going to add the path, delete resource path here. Then go to the contract document. Then I'll add the API path here. Okay. Now I'll go here and I'll paste it. Okay. Now what I'll do is, and I'll add the request here, JSON request, the delete right JSON body request here, add it. Then I'll go and give a triple quotes here. So this is a forward to add the JSON here. Okay. Then I'll give add the request, which is the contract document. Then I will change the particular thing here. Okay. So the particular ID which I need to delete it. Okay. Now what I'll do is, right, I will give a triple quotes and I'll give the method and method delete and method delete and I'll print the response. Now you see, right, it posted, got updated, right, then right, got, then it deleted. Now you see, right, post deleted successfully. Okay, now the post is deleted successfully. Okay, so right, thanks for watching this video. This is a basic video of Karate framework. For an overview of Karate is an inbuilt framework. Okay, it's put top of an API. It works with BDD. It works with right integration of some assertions. It has an inbuilt reusable. The benefit of Karate is we can add a simple English test cases that inbuiltly those keywords which you are using in the future file scenarios, that is matching the step definition, and it's going to run it. So it makes the work easy. It is easily understandable by the others also. So and it creates a beautiful report. Okay, so that is what we saw in this video. Thanks for watching us, and thanks for please support us right in the JS Testing Academy YouTube channel. God bless you.